Welcome back guys to this training. In this session we are going to be discussing on how to install WordPress on our Windows operating system using the local server. Right, before this class we already know that before we'll be able to run our WordPress we'll be needing a server in order to operate our WordPress. So with the help of this local server we'll be able to install our WordPress on our Windows, right? So that for us to be able to carry out our web design. All right, so this training is especially for those that are yet to purchase their hosting, and it will also help to eliminate the issue of I don't have hosting, I've not purchased my domain, right? So with the help of this local server you'll be able to carry out your design as a form of practice on any website, because we are going to be installing our WordPress directly on our local server, right? So in order to do that we are going to be making use of a software called Xampp to install our local server. So for you to install your local server, I recommend you go to this particular site, which is apachefriends.com. right, go to this site apachefriends.com. okay, by the time you get to this site it will open this interface for you. This is the Xampp Apache that we are about to install, which is our local server, right? So this is the MariaDB, that is the database, and this is the PHP that the WordPress uses to run a website. All right, so for the Windows operating system, if you are using the Mac operating system, I will recommend you watch the next video for those, also that you know how to install this local server for those that are using the Mac operating system. But for the Windows operating system, come to this place, this Xampp for Windows, right? Just click on it. Okay, click on it. That is it for the Windows operating system. Okay, just click on it, wait for it to load up. Okay, just wait for it to load up. All right, then click on download. Click on download. As you can see, it's already downloading. Then select, I do recommend you go for this latest version, right? Always go for the latest version. Okay, it's downloading, right? Then just give it some moments, just give it some time to download, right? Depending on how fast your processor is. Let me say for some few minutes for it to install, right? So for now I will have to pause this video and allow it to download. All right, then just wait for it to open. Then this particular pop-up will come up, so just click on OK. All right, click on OK. Then all you need to do is to do the next, right? Then click on next. Okay, click on next. Then this is the file, this is the folder that this our Xampp will be installed on our Windows operating system, right? So this is the folder. Just leave it like this. Click on next. All right, so it is English, you can, okay, then click on next, right? Then you say ready to install, right? Then click on next. All right, then allow it to install, right? So like I said, it depends on how fast your processor is. All right, though it do take some time to install. Just allow it to install. Okay, so let me also pause this video one more. All right guys, now you can see that the installation process has been completed. Okay, now you can see from here it says, do you want to start the control panel now? So I will recommend you uncheck this. uncheck it. So the reason for that is that I will be showing you guys how to start up the control panel manually. Okay, I'll be teaching you how to start it up manually. Alright, so the next thing to do is to click on finish. Alright, now our Xampp has been installed on our Windows operating system. Okay, so for you to access this Xampp, this local host that we just installed. So you can remember that the location that we installed this file is on our local disk, right? So all you need to do is to click on this local disk on your file. Okay, so this is the Xampp folder that we just installed. This is the Xampp folder that we just installed. So click on it. Okay, it will bring you here. I want you to go down. Just go down to this Xampp control. Okay, go to Xampp control. This is where we will be manually activating this our Xampp. Alright, so click on it. You can now see this is the control panel of this our Xampp. Alright, so one more thing I want to tell you guys, like the reason why we started this our Xampp manually is that maybe you might be working on your computer, maybe your computer goes off. So all you need to do is just to come to your local disk, go to the Xampp folder, then go down to this Xampp control, then open this your Xampp control panel. So by the time you are here, all you need to do is to go to this so when you get here, all you need to do is to, this is the two model that we'll be working on, this Apache and MySQL. So all you have to do is to come up here and start, click on start. Alright, so all you need to do is to click on this start on the start button for the Apache and the MySQL. Alright, so in case you try to start it and it didn't start up, so I will advise you watch the next video, just in case you are trying to put it on. Maybe this by the time you put it on, you will see that this color will change to green for both the Apache and the MySQL, right? But in case you try to put it on, and it's not coming up, so in the next video I'm going to be teaching you how to make it come up, on how to do some of the configuration that you need, right? So even if also in case your own is also coming up like this, I also recommend that you also watch the next video. So immediately this Apache and these two Apache and MySQL, once these two Apache and MySQL is activated, so all you need to do is to go back to your web server, go back to your Chrome. Alright, go to your Chrome, then on your Chrome, type on localhost. Alright, then click on localhost. Alright, enter. Alright, so immediately you click on localhost, then you will see this your dashboard. Alright, you will see this is the setup for your localhost. So when you want to visit your localhost website, so all you need to do is to start your Xampp server, that is the MySQL and the Apache. So immediately you are done with that, then go to your localhost, then type localhost, right? So immediately you type on it and click on enter, it will bring you directly to this your dashboard. Alright, so it's just the same like when you go to Google and type google.com, right? So this particular one, just like you have turned your PC, your window into a local host, right? So this is now the local host that in which you'll be able to install your WordPress, so that you won't be needing any, let me say, external hosting to carry out your web design. By default, this Xampp Apache has already installed some pages, right? Has already installed some pages on its own by default. So what we want to do is to get rid of those pages that already came along with this Xampp as a default, right? Because we want to start a fresh work on this particular software, right? So all you need to do is go back to your file, right? So go back to your local disk, go to your Xampp, okay. Then inside your Xampp directory, then you will see this htdocs, right? This htdocs, right? So this is the folder that contain those files. This is the folder that contain this all these particular files that you are seeing here, right? So these are the default files that came along with this Xampp Apache, right? So what we want to do is that we want to eliminate this all these default pages that came along with this Xampp, right? So in order for us to create our own page, right? So remember that we will be installing our WordPress on this our local server. We'll be running our WordPress on this local server. Alright, so let's go back to our file. So by the time you get to your local disk, go to your local disk, then this is Xampp directory, that is the raw file, the folder that we installed. Then come to this htdocs, right? Click on it. So it will bring you here. These are the default files that came along with this Xampp, right? So these are the default files. So all you have to do is click on Ctrl A to select all, okay. Click on Ctrl A to select all, because we won't be needing it. Then click on delete. Alright, so it has been deleted, so our folder is now empty. So let's go back to the local host, then click on, let's refresh. Alright, you can see this local host is now empty. Alright, so this local host is empty. Alright, so the next thing that we want to do right now is that we want to test if PHP will be able to run on this our local host. Okay, so we want to test if our PHP will be able to run on our local hosts. Okay, so in order to do that, go to your browser, and look for Sublime Text, right? Click on Sublime Text Editor, alright, or sublimetext.com. Then click on it. Alright, then click on download. Alright, so all you have to do is to click on this download from window, right? Alright, so by the time you are done, the process is quite easy. So all you need to do is to click on the next button, right? On downloading it, then go back to your file. Okay, go back to your file, go to your downloads, so this is the Sublime Text, right? This is the Sublime Text. Then all you need to do is to open this particular Sublime Text that you just downloaded. Okay, click on it. Okay, it will open. Alright, so this is the Sublime Text that we just downloaded. This, then go to file, click on open new file. Click on open new file. Okay, all right. So all go to local file, go to this local disk. Then because we are saving this particular file on this local disk that we installed our Xampp. Okay, then go to the local disk, go to this Xampp, click on it, click on your Xampp. Okay, then on this h inside this ht dot. Okay, inside this ht dot, click on ht dot. Okay, then click on file name. So for this file name, because we'll be naming it file.php. remember that what we want to do is that we want to check if actually this our Xampp, if php will be able to run on this Xampp that we just installed, right? So click on, then type in on the file name, type in file.php. all right, so make sure that you have this extension on this file name, right? So just click on, just type in file.php, then click on open. all right, so as you can see, our file has been created. But before that, let's go back to our browser. Okay, then refresh. Okay, as you can see that on this our local host, we have nothing, there is nothing on it. So let's go back to our Sublime test. So what we want to do is that we want to write a php, we just want to write a php command, a php directory, to check actually if our Xampp is if php is running on our Xampp. all right, like we said earlier before that the WordPress is mostly run on php, right? So what I want you to do, I would just want, you know, that we are not writing any code, so it's just a kind of practice to check if actually this our Xampp that we just installed, our local host, is actually running on php, right? So to do that, let's just write a directory. Let's just write a php site. I'm coming. So to do that, just this open this less than sign, right? Just click on the less than sign, question mark, then php. Okay, php, then bring it down, then another question mark, then this greater than. Okay, so in between this opening tag and closing tag, then we want to write our directory on it. all right, so what you want to do is that write echo. Okay, so this is actually the syntax of writing php, right? Like I said, we are not writing php, we just want to check if our php is working on our WordPress, on our local server. Okay, let me make use of print. You can either make use of print or echo, right? You can either make use of print or echo. Okay, so let me just put this quotation mark, then what do I want to write? Let me write is working. Okay, let me just write is working, then can put exclamation mark wherever, exclamation mark, then put semicolon. all right, make sure you add your semicolon. Okay, that is it. Then make sure you add semicolon after the parenthesis. Okay, then press on Ctrl S to save. So once you save, go back to your local host, then refresh. Click on refresh. By the time we refresh on this, we will see that the size will, let me refresh. Alright, you can see the size has actually changed from 0 to 33. Reason being that because we have added something to this our local host. Okay, then so the next thing to do, let's click on file on PHP, so that for us to check if our PHP is working. We just typed in some this is the folder that we just created, this file.php. So we want to check if this our PHP is working on this our local host. So to do that, click on this file.php. Alright, you can see it's working, right? It's working. So this our local host is now running as a it's now working as a server. So let's imagine that you are not running this as a server, or let's assume that you are not running it as a server, right? So let me just go back to our file. Let me go back to our file. Okay, let me go back to, okay, this is the file that we just created. Okay, this is the file that we just created. Okay, so let me take this file. Let me just place this particular file on our server, on this server. Let's see if it will work. So let me just drag it. So just drag it. So as you can see, it's not working. So it's only showing this code that we just typed, right? So but it's not working, right? So but for this particular one, this is our local host. All right, this is our local host. As you can see, it's working. All right, so this confirms that our Xampp is actually working as a server. In the next class, we are going to be discussing about the port, right? So we will be discussing about the port, on how to change our port. So after that, we will be discussing on how to install our WordPress on this our local server. All right, stay tuned guys. Bye bye.